Mixed by Dallas, make it hurt.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the episode of Let's Talk Commercial Real Estate Investing, the Black Community Edition. I am your humble host, Dominic Green, Managing Partner of Atentico Commercial Real Estate Services here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It is, as always, Education Wednesdays, where we talk all things commercial real estate, investing, different types of sectors, what's going on, certain topics and things like that. Just giving the experience, things that I'm dealing with, things that I'm following, watching, and trying to participate in, right? Because this is a platform where we're being collaborative, sharing the information, sharing the knowledge, working together, being a resource for one another, so we can all accomplish that one goal, which for me is to acquire income-producing commercial real estate in all the different sectors that I know, understand, and the areas that I understand as well, right? And so likewise, I assume, if you've been tuning in for, beginning of this year, you want to accomplish the same thing, or you're already accomplishing the same thing, but you want to continue to work together, continue to be a resource and provide the information to our community, so we can participate as well, right? So today, just wanted to, briefly have a brief discussion. And, I've talked about the certain different sectors, certain different types of property types. But one thing I did want to kind of go talk about just briefly, because it's something that I got a chance to look at that came in my inbox, that, I think is definitely a trophy property, but it's a kind of a mixed use type of commercial deal, right? And what I mean by that is you have, mixed use can be anything. Mixed use commercial can be anything, right? Majority of times, when you see it, it's going to be multifamily with retail at the bottom, or retail/office. It can be office with retail at the bottom. You can even have some stuff I've seen where the retail's at the top and kind of like industrials at the bottom. You also have, for instance, here in Dallas, I think it's even a few of them actually I've seen, where it's kind of like a mixed use of public storage. It's kind of like in the back per se. There's like an office entrance, and then on the sides of it has retail. So mixed use is just what it is. It's a mixed use of different types of uses, and it's usually a combination of those, right? But when you're looking at those type of investments from an investment standpoint, you definitely got to pay attention, because I can tell you just from when I first got started in commercial leasing, we was trying to help a tenant, and where the mixed use was the residential top in the back, and then retail at the bottom. Well, in discussions and negotiation with the with the landlord and their representation, we got to understanding that they didn't care one thing about the retail. Because they're primarily residential operators, right? Owners. So basically, the insight was, hey man, look, when we built this thing, we didn't even calculate any of the retail income. If we got some, it's kind of like other income. It's not necessarily a priority. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. We technically don't care. So this is what it is, and it's kind of like take it or leave it. So you'll have that in certain situations, right? But also you have situations where, from a standpoint when the development, they'll have that. But you got to understand the principles of retail, right? Visibility, where your customers coming from, what type of merchandising of the retailers is going to be there, traffic, all that, right? So you have situations where I've seen where they have that type of mixed use where the restaurants at top, but there's really no traffic for the retailers, right? And their whole thing, the pitch is, well, hey, because we got 300 units here, that's 300 people that would potentially be your buyers. Well, those buyers might have different interests, different opportunities, and they may not gravitate to you, so you can't necessarily count on that. So you're looking from a wider range of a customer base. And sometimes, depending on where they build these things, there is no customer. It could be mostly all industrial, if that. So, you know, retail is one of those things where they're always looking for vehicle traffic, visibility. They want to be on main or at least close to it, and they want at least a decent population. Within a mile. Maybe 15 to 20,000 people at least. It just varies on the retail and their type of business, and so you gotta be careful. Like for me, I think in certain situations, um, I think it should be the opposite, where it's more retail in a sense than the residential, than the office. For instance, there's one property that I'm looking at where that's kind of the case, and it's in the very high income earning location. So with that being said, you know, you could probably get away with having a little bit more residential on there, but the traffic drivers and where it's located at, I mean, you can just see it that retail is the main driver, and then everything else fits in there. So something like that is, in my opinion, depending on the location where it's located at, that definitely works. And then the reverse can be the same, but in order that to work, you need to be on a main street where, like I said, most of these retailers, man, they want at least about 25, thousand vehicles per day, or at least 15, at a bare minimum of vehicles passing by, drive by, so they can see their signs, so they, all this stuff. And there's a density in the population nearby, so they can try to get that customer base. Because you got to understand, there's a rent to sales ratio that's a healthy number for these particular tenants, that they don't want to spend more of their rent towards sales, because a lot of these businesses, especially if it's a restaurant, you're already running on thin margins. So with that being said, do your due diligence, pay attention, figure out the area, understand the area. You know, the brochures are nice, the glitz and the glamour around the photos is nice, but at the end of the day, they're designed to do one thing: to get your attract your eyes, and not necessarily tell you the full story. So that's something you got to dig into, and then understand. Like I said, there's different type of users, so you need to understand those specifics and fundamentals of those uses, whether it's office, whether it's retail, whether it's multifamily. You got to understand those, because those are going to work in conjunction, and how the expenses are passed on and all that stuff. So it's a little bit more detailed oriented. So definitely, you don't have any experience in it, you definitely want to do your research on that, or partner with somebody, or talk to someone to get more insight, especially people that lease these type of properties, to get their idea of what's the time frame to lease these spaces up, how much I'm going to pay, and TI and all that good stuff. So just something to pay attention to. So just wanted to jump in real quick, nothing long, nothing too much. I think mixed use can be a great opportunity if it's done right. If you're paying attention, it could be a great investment as well. For those to talk about diversification, I mean, you kind of have some of that from a different type of standpoint and base, because different segments of the base are affected by the economy than others. But nonetheless, it's a good opportunity. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Like I said, this platform for us to come together, be a resource, connect, collaborate, so we can achieve that one goal, like I said, of acquiring these income producing properties, so we can take care of our loved ones through the income and the cash flow, and take care of the other things that are most important to us, fund those dreams, other people's dreams, invest, foundations, all that good stuff. So if I can be of any help, definitely reach out. My information is there. If I don't know, I'll definitely find it. If I still can't find it, we'll work together to find it, because that's what we do. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, definitely leave a like, join our group. Let's continue the conversation. And as always, happy investing. Peace.
These my dollars make it hurt.